it out. It's Real Comic Book Talk. We in the house. Guy. You know what it is. I'm Daniel. That's Ant-Man. Woo! That's Al.
Y'all hear how you pronounce that hyphen?
We are here to talk about why the DCEU failed Part 3. The fans.
You guys.
You, us, everybody. But before we get into that, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications, and hit that comment section, because golly, man, it's light it up. Let's get that started right now, okay? You guys, you know what the topic is. You already got an opinion. Let your opinion be known, okay? All right, so we're going to start this off with Al. Al's going to tell you
finally
why
Al has to go first.
You always say you want to go first. Failed.
Always.
And why the fans had something to do with it. Well, the fans have everything to do with everything. Mm-hmm. But particularly, but particularly the DCEU. Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Well, particularly, y'all destroyed a big part of the reason that the DCEU was gone, because y'all don't know what y'all want. I mean, y'all want everything, but then you want nothing. If it's not comic book accurate, you don't want it. Mm-hmm. If they try to move away a little bit, you get mad. But then you feel some type of way if doesn't have its own flair. You want a comic feel to it, but you don't want the whole comic feel. You just want some of it. But then if it's not enough of the comic feel that you actually want, then you're mad about that. It's just, you don't know what you want. And I understand, because a lot of people don't know what we want. We don't know what we want all the time.
I do.
All the time?
Yes.
All the time.
I know exactly what I want.
But
took a long time.
You know what, though?
Took several decades.
To put it simple, that's the problem. What they say is exactly how you act. Oh, I know what I want. And then when you get what you want, it's not what I thought it was going to be. I need something else with it.
I made my choice. I got to stick with it.
I'm just saying, that's how it goes.
If I want crab legs and I get the crab legs, and I pay for them and they're there, I got to eat the crab legs.
It's not my fault you listen to what I say on Twitter.
Oh my God.
Twitter's not a real place.
It's not.
I'm on Twitter.
But I'm there. It's not real, but I'm there.
It's not a real place. I have to take everybody's opinion seriously.
Right. No, for real. So, I mean, I kind of think it's DCU. The DCEU, they really messed up by listening to what the fans want. I mean, it sounds stupid because you listen to what you want, but that doesn't mean you have to do everything that they want, because then you don't have a plan.
Especially when they don't show up when you give it to them.
That is true and false at the same time. But it's definitely true.
Yeah,
break it down. Why is it true and false? You can't say that and not say anything.
Well, it's true because the fans showed up in the beginning. Their movies were making money. Problem was, studio was a little too greedy. But in the beginning, all their movies in the beginning, all their first 5 movies, all were in the green. They were all profitable.
Not Justice League.
All still profitable.
It was not profitable.
Still made money.
It did not. It cost like $200 million to make, and it did not make the $200 million at all.
It doesn't have to make $200 million. As long as it makes $100 million, it's still a profit.
That's not a. If I made money. If I cost $200 million to make and I only made $100 million back, that's not a profit.
That's $100 million.
That's $100 million loss.
No, I'm talking as in it made its money back.
It did not. It cost $200 to make. I only got $100 back. It didn't make anything. I'm in $100 million debt.
Y'all keep talking.
Yeah. You keep doing that.
Because it cost so much money for the research.
I understand what you're talking about.
That's not a profit. You didn't make any money. You lost.
I believe Justice League did make money though.
It did not. I'm telling you, it did. Okay.
It's fine.
I'm telling you,
go in the comment section.
$657 million.
That's worldwide.
It's worldwide.
Right. They don't get.
So should we? I mean, I know that. So
China, when it released in China, they only get 2% of that.
So just do here then.
Yeah, just do. And see how much it costs to make, and that's not even advertising, which is half the, which is whatever the budget is for the movie.
They do big advertising for all of their things.
It said the budget was $300 million.
$300 million. Sheesh,
that's fine. One movie, fine. I don't care about that one.
Dude, you said the first 5.
It was first. What were the first 5 movies in?
It was Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman.
Dang.
Where was Suicide Squad?
Suicide was that before? It might have been before Aquaman. Then.
Suicide Squad was after Justice League.
Oh, you're right. It said that it had to make $750 million to even out. And
to even out.
Yeah, and it made $657. So that's
it
why
lost money. I'm not. I know.
That's probably that one movie didn't.
Yeah, he right.
They
he
didn't.
Right.
You know why they didn't make money? Because you didn't get the fans what they wanted. You kept delaying it, and then you kept making all these changes and everything else. And the fans showed you, and the fans spoke, and Justice League didn't make money. Sorry for you, but in the beginning, the rest of the movies made money in the beginning. Fans were with it, and then when the fans saw that you guys weren't with it, the fans stopped showing up, and it started with Justice League, obviously. Obviously, it started with Justice League.
It really actually started with Batman v Superman.
Nope. They made their money off that one. I don't care what nobody says. When you make money, you're happy.
No, you're not.
You're not them because they DCEU.
If I tell you
all the way greedy.
If I tell you that I got the first ever live action appearance of Wonder Woman in a theater, and the first time ever in a movie you have Batman and Superman together, and they're going to fight each other, and you can't come up with $1 billion off of that premise.
Why you got? Whoa.
The fans.
No. First of all, you're talking like it's just like they're worth $1 billion.
Batman, like Superman, and Wonder Woman all together in one movie.
It doesn't.
For the first time ever,
it doesn't.
That's $1 billion.
No,
like,
no, it doesn't. There's no actual thing out there that says you're worth.
It's called an elevator pitch. When in the elevator pitch, you're quick pitch. Hey, look, I got the first ever. I could get Batman fighting Superman, and everybody wants to see in live action. I could put that together, and I could sprinkle the first time you ever see Wonder Woman in live action theater. And it's going to be a big blockbuster event after. It's going to be big. This is it. And you're like, okay, bet. Here's $150, $200 million. Go make it happen. I just seen Avengers do it twice. I know you can make stuff happen. Bet. I barely scratched I barely scratched.
$800 million. It made $800 million. It made its money.
It made a profit. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But there are certain movies that you expect to make way more money, and if it doesn't make that money,
but here's the thing. Here's the other thing, though. The fans can only give you so much when you've given them so much, and the fans weren't all for it. Plus, you didn't have a nice build-up. You didn't give the fans enough fan service for them to come out.
Well, see, this is the thing.
And you didn't build up as MCU did. MCU showed you how that is. But that's what happened, though.
No, because everybody says that, and that's actually inaccurate.
If everybody says that, then...
Well,
I mean, come on
let me
now.
rephrase. A lot of loud people say that. Not everybody actually says that.
Everybody actually does.
No, because
Batman vs Superman made 66% of the $250 million budget in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then it just kept dropping and dropping.
The fans came out because you, like you said, we're going to give you boom, boom, bam. We gave you the Holy Trinity, and then we showed up. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's
you got you.
It's a word of mouth. See, the thing is that the problem with it is that the fans came in. DC has different ways you become a fan, right? And in all those different ways, their characters are slightly different. It's like literally like all these different universes. Mm-hmm. So you have people who only know Batman and the superheroes from Gotham Knights, Injustice, all that. So that's how they became fans. Okay. You got some fans that only know DC through the animated movies. You got some fans that only know DC. Well, not only, but they know DC from the comics. You got some fans that only know for the TV show. Okay. I know some people that only know superheroes because of the Arrowverse. Like literally, they only know Green Arrow from the Arrowverse, Flash from the Arrowverse, Super. So you have all these different entry points. Okay. And then all of them different. So when you try to put it on screen, say everybody needs to come out, they're like, oh, you always gonna have a group of people. Hey, that's not how that person really is. Do you have another people like, that's how they really is. And now they're fighting. So they're like, all right, well, that's the case. I'm not going to spend my money on this because that's not the one I want to see. So now you don't have a united fan. Like, it's okay to have divided fans. Okay. Like in a movie, it's like when you make a movie, it's okay to have the movie be divisive, but it had to be divisive for the right reasons. Like when the MCU makes a movie that's divisive, let's say Civil War, it's divisive because you're picking two sides of the people in the movie. Like Batman v Superman became, in almost every DC movie now, it became... The reason why they were divisive is that's not the way I want my character. And that's not the way I want my character.
Do we need to do a part 4 with DC in general, since they have so many different versions of the exact same character?
We don't have enough. We're not allowed to have that much time.
I mean, because pretty much that's what you're saying.
I'm saying there's so many different fans coming from so many
everybody
different ways.
isn't going to go see it for. They want to see it for what they want. If they see a trailer and it's not the type of Batman that they want, then they don't want to go
see that.
I understand that. Yeah. So that means that I hate to say it, a lot of it isn't just us. It's you have to keep your characters the way that they are. You don't have to just use more characters. Stop using the same ones. Then.
It is then. So then that means you're not giving the fans enough diversity.
I think you're giving too much diversity. That's
but the same characters though.
You're giving too much diversity with the same characters.
Yes.
Like for instance,
which is why you should give more characters more of a chance.
That's fair, and that's a good point. Mm-hmm. But the question is, you've already built such a bad reputation, so now you got to start from scratch.
True.
And that means you got to rebuild the fan base. This is the perfect time to say, look, all right, fine. We go with Blue Beetle since he's in.
I thought you were going to go with Shazam.
No,
because it seemed like they were trying to use Shazam too. It seemed like they were trying to use Shazam to restart everything because he was somewhat of a knockoff of Superman, but he was also completely different from Superman.
Right.
And they could go, oh, we could use him as like Marvel does. We could use humor for him and seriousness and everything else. Let's give the fans everything they want. Yeah, the fans want an MCU character. We're going to use Shazam because he's more lighthearted. And
they did that with Aquaman already.
I'm about to say, it sounds like Aquaman might have to be the breed.
Because Aquaman was the only one.
Except his movie wasn't that way. His movie was a little still dark-toned and everything.
What movie are you talking about?
It was adventurous, though. It was adventurous.
Right.
But
if you had to find one movie to open, Blue Beetle I don't think would be the one.
No, the only reason I say Blue Beetle, I was just using Blue Beetle as an example. Right. Blue Beetle is not known. Like, he's not a big mainstream character. Right. Like, we know Blue Beetle, and we've seen him in Injustice, and he's been in some stuff. But for, like, the major part, he's not, like, been on TV, like, live-action TV shows. He hasn't been in a ton of DC movies. Right. He's not in a lot of the games. So you can just say, look, this is the Blue Beetle, and then you focus all your media around the Blue Beetle you about to show on this TV show.
It's funny you say that.
In the new movie.
It's funny you say that, even though we can all point out where Blue Beetle is and all of those other ones for people to look back up and see everything if they ever ask. Like, when people who don't know the character that much be like, yo, I've never heard of him. I was like, well, he's been in the video game. He's right there in the video game.
Yeah,
he was in the TV show.
Yeah, the animated movies.
He's been in the shows. He was in.
I was just watching it.
Yeah, Black Blue Beetle that you
Black Beetle. He's little known. Yeah. I was like, yeah, he's little known, but he's still known and everything.
No, see, little known is fine.
Yeah.
You like your big three. You have several different versions of your core characters, and the fans are split because, for instance, we know that Robert Pattinson Batman is a comic book accurate kind of Batman, but we also know that Ben Affleck's Batman is based on a comic book accurate Batman,
a version of a comic book.
Yeah, version of a comic book. We know that Michael Keaton's Batman was based on a version of a comic book way back when. Like, all of these things are based off of different comic book of the era, but you have all of them. Now you got the Gotham Knight Batman, who's like damn near fucking all armor.
Which is good that you said that, because it seems like James Gunn knew that, he felt that it's the same way. And James Gunn is completely course correcting why, when he gave his announcement and everything, he said the characters will be played on all platforms and all media by the same person. Yeah. So whoever as they just announced, the new Superman will be voicing Superman in any kind of adaptation that they use, like the animated movies and stuff, and will be the live action version and everything, which I think is
that's the best way to go.
Yeah, the best way to go
with the Superman.
I think they should have did a hard reboot from the very beginning. I think these movies that are coming out now.
But now, what would you do? Would you want it
right
to be
now
Superman?
at this exact point?
Yes.
Oh, do what he said earlier and just have one guy do everything, and then like James Gunn has everything as one, so that you don't have confusion. Like you said,
you want to start it with something that you got to get the people out there.
The first thing I would do, even though it's not about the fan, first thing I would do is like, look, taking the 2 to 3 year break, closer to 4. We're not putting out anything our universe related.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You know as well as I do. Ain't no.
No, all this. No, listen. You already got the Batman.
You pushing it with two.
Listen.
No, you're right. I'm listening.
Listen, the Batman 2 is already about to start filming soon, and so is the Joker 2 is already filming soon. So we got enough to last us a couple years. We're still going to do the work behind the scenes, right? We're still going to make the movies, stuff like that. But you're not going to see anything. And then once we got a few projects already lined up, one is already ready to go, next one's already set to film, then we're going to start putting stuff out. And it's going to be a hard reboot. I'm talking about nothing from anything before will ever be mentioned, looked at, talked about in anything we got forward. It's like it doesn't exist all over.
Like when Disney put stuff in the vault and people
somewhat forget about it. It's not like a vote. It's more like a inferno. Like I'm burning it all. It all has to go. And these movies I had now, I would have because they trying to rush it all and get them all out. That's why you got all these DC movies coming out real fast. I would have just said, all right, let's spread this out.
It's not fast. They were already filmed.
They were already filmed, but you releasing them. Flash, that wasn't
trying to get some sort of
Flash was but we all know Flash.
We all know the reasons why. We're not going back to the reasons why.
So then why are you asking?
I'm just saying I would have slowed the release. They already made. I know that, and I know why they got delayed. But I'm saying just that give the executives some money so they can make it. But everything after that, it's done. We're quiet. Shh. We're not talking. We're just doing the work behind the scenes. But that was in the last video. The fans. You got to stop talking loud on Twitter. That's just what it is. You got to stop being loud on the internet.
That's what Twitter's for, baby. That's what Twitter's for.
But you got to stop. If you're going to be loud on the internet, then you actually have to show up. You
listen,
bro.
No.
You can't be on the internet talking like, oh, yeah, we want this. This is what we want. 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 And then you don't show up at all. And then for 3 or 4 months when it's on HBO Max, you're like, oh, man, this movie was really good. It's no good now. That doesn't matter anymore.
That's what they call internet thugs.
Twitter thugs.
That's exactly what they are.
I know they are.
So they're not going to. They'll sit in their room. They'll sit in there. They'll
Twitter fingers.
Yeah. They will blame everything that's ever wrong, even if they don't even know if it's wrong. They're going to assume it's wrong, and then they're going to bash every single thing because they feel like it's not the way that they want it to be. And
then it's so loud. It's like everybody's talking about. Oh yeah,
you can hear them typing.
Yeah, right. If they were watching us, oh yeah, we would. You know how many comments we would have right now?
And
as
you know
soon
what I
as
would
you
say?
drop it, 30 minutes later,
you won't say it to my face. I know you won't.
Oh my god.
They won't say it to my face.
All I know is
I'll say anything to anybody's face. I can take a punch.
It's not the way to go.
We do not condone violence on this channel.
I do.
Oh my god.
I absolutely do. All right. It may not always be the answer, but it is a answer, and it's usually effective. Oh my god. It is what it is.
The fans spoke loud, and they spoke without spending the money.
They whispered. They spoke loud. You know what they were? They were big. They were talking all big bag and tough. Like, yeah, I can do whatever. And then when it comes to show up, quiet.
They didn't show up because the DCEU did not give them what they wanted, and it showed in the properties, as I was just informed, how Justice League did not make a profit. So,
I tried to tell you.
Hey, I'm the big man. I admit when I'm sick. So,
I admit about it. It's like,
that.
We didn't say the word. You gotta say the word.
So, as I said, Justice League didn't make the money.
I didn't make it. Oh god.
You know, like that X-Men movie when the bullet was going to do it. He's like, yeah, that's him. That's him.
I can't help it if it's a little warm in here and everything.
It's not warm at all.
It's actually pretty cool in here.
Yeah,
it's getting hot.
I might need a sweater.
So the fans spoke loudly, and they did. They spoke loudly by keeping their money and staying out of the seats. And that was recently shown with the Flash movie, where
Shazam and Black Adam.
There you go. No, Black Adam did fine.
It did not
In the beginning,
do fine.
in the beginning, it did fine.
It did not do fine.
It didn't.
Do we have to
end well.
Google it again?
It didn't end well. What is it to Google? I said it did fine in the
It
beginning.
did not do fine in the beginning.
The first week was fine.
It was not.
It was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't good.
It was bad.
For everything.
It was fine.
I'll Google it this
What
time.
was it? Hold on. What was the expectation then?
I think they said it was supposed to open. Some people were saying it was going to
anyway.
be 75 to 80 million, and I think it only got to like 55 or 60 or something like that.
That's fine.
If I projected at 75,
Who projected this? The fans, the studio, the what? Who? Because I know the rest of us didn't expect that sucker to do that much.
They said it was projected to earn 58 to 68 million from 4,402 theaters in this opening weekend.
what did it make?
They're not showing exact. They're saying that it in United States and Canada made it 168.2 million, but it's not saying in the first week.
It did make it. See, it did good. It just didn't end well.
It's not showing what the first week's projection.
First week's projections were something spectacularly okay.
Spectacularly. What is spectacularly okay?
Spectacularly okay.
That's just
spectacularly
that's just
okay.
fancy for. I'm trying to think of something, but I can't go all the way with the lie.
But you know what? It has to have not have hit because I checked on 3 different sites and there's real life not showing. They're just saying the projection. They're not showing what it actually made. That's not a good sign.
It made, what movie are we talking about again?
Black Adam.
Oh,
67 million. See,
And what was it supposed to make?
between 58 and 68 million.
It made its projection. After that,
Yeah, 67 million domestically.
yeah, see, it didn't do anything after that. It did fine.
It's not.
It
Okay.
did fine.
I mean, you have two different definitions of fine, but that's fine.
But you
That's
got
fine.
You got to factor in the after pandemic era.
Oh, well, even way though, it still didn't make a lot. It said 400 million worldwide, but the budget was 195 million, and that doesn't include
Advertising.
right. So
Oh, I said the first week. All I
Right,
ever
right,
talked
right.
about. I stopped it there. I made sure I stopped it there.
Like, I
We
can't be
know
wrong twice.
we
I can't be wrong
all
twice.
we all know it didn't make money. It didn't actually make any money because the fans did not like it. Me personally, I didn't have a problem with Black Adam, but
I had a problem with the acting, just the action scenes, the reason why he was doing stuff, the story,
as,
just
the
everything.
people in the movie, why it was made,
wow, okay, everything did. So
the theater it was in,
you guys have the comment section is wide
the
open.
sound,
Oh my god,
By all means, go in the comment
Cinematography.
section
that's
the score,
and let us know
pacing,
for
the
sure.
pacing.
That's my word. By all means, go into
The advertising.
go into the comment section and let us know in the comments.
The fact that it's on Max now, I have a problem
why
with that.
you
That's on
guys
Max, but not
didn't
Batgirl?
support.
I realized that up here. I was like,
100% did not support anything, and you as fans, what actually are you looking forward to in the DCU?
No, they say they're never going to.
Because the DCU is about to be here. It's around the corner. What are you looking for? And what can they do better? Because obviously they've been failing. So what can they do better? Leave it in the comments section.
do everything better.
Everything?
Yeah.
All right then. Well then,
what you did-
put right in the comments. Everything.
Just do it. What you did?
You know, don't listen to us,
Yeah.
the fans. That's what you're messing up.
That right there.
Just make
The
good
good
decisions.
the good news is they now are by somebody who is a fan.
Yeah.
James
we heard it
Gunn,
all before.
who
he answered all the questions on Twitter.
He did.
who seemingly he listens and actually does listen and does respond. So hopefully we're in good hands. We'll see what happens though. The man's got experience.
I do agree though with the have it just a
Reboot
break.
it, yeah, just
a break to refresh.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it won't happen, but
I mean, 2 years would have been fine for me. You know, you can't go too long.
well, the next movie after this year, the next movie doesn't come out till 2025.
I believe so.
No, I know so.
so 2 years.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
Oh yeah, because the end of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got 1 year to get it all together and then drop. And we'll see what happens.
Steady pace.
Until next time, guys. We're out.
Gotta have good pacing.
Deuces.